guys are coming back here with chapter 2, the truth about day trading. So here's our course content once again, chapter 2, truth about day trading. And then we got our disclaimer here once again. Other than that, let's just jump right into it. Why do we trade? Here we got be your own boss, right? That is true. You get to be your own boss, right? You don't have to show up to work. You don't have to clock in. You don't have to report to your boss. You don't even have to drive up or dress up, show up for work, right? You can just literally decide, all right, you know what? I'm not feeling great this morning. I don't feel, like trading this morning. Then you don't have to trade. You don't have to trade every day, right? It's not like you're forced to trade. You can literally trade on the day that you feel like you want to. But again, as we always talk about, if you want to be really successful, try to show up as much as you can, right? But you get to be your own boss. You get to decide your own schedule. You can still wake up in your PJs and just go straight to your computer and start trading, right? You get to control your own schedule, your own life. That's what being a boss is, basically, right? Work from anywhere in the world. That's one of my favorite things. I love to travel. I'm sure you guys love to travel as well. You can literally bring your laptop and just make money while you're traveling. I've had several vacations where I just brought my laptop and paid off the vacation for the 2-week vacation, a month vacation, whatever it was. I paid it off within the day or the week. So I love trading. So I hope you guys find it, interesting and keep putting in the study to, pay this and really live this trading life. You get to decide your own salary, right? I mean, it's no brainer. You get to make as much money as you want. Keep building that account that you are at, and you can make as much money you want, as long as you're putting in the hard work, right? Now let's move on to the next. Here it says myths and truths about day trading. So you don't have to put in the hard work. Is that true or false? Okay, is that true or false, guys? It is false. Okay, you don't have to put in the work. That is false. You have to put in the work, right? In any success, in anything you want to have, be good at or have success, you have to put in the hard work. There is nothing out there. There's no shortcuts. Okay, a lot of people think, oh, I guess this is the secret way to not work hard and make a lot of money. That is complete BS. Everyone that is successful has put in some sort of study and hard work and their knowledge and their time to be successful. So this is no different. Now, you don't need a large sum of money to start. Do you need a lot of money to start, ladies and gentlemen? Is that true? No, that's false. You don't need a lot of money. A lot of people think that with trading in the stock market or whatever investing you call it, people think, man, I must have a lot of money. Those are for the rich people. That's not true. You can literally start as much money you want, right? Even though your brokers may require you to deposit a certain amount, usually anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500 minimum. But most other brokers, they're gonna, they're cool with you depositing $100, $200, like Webull or Robinhood. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so that statement right there, that you don't need a large sum of money to start, that's true. Okay, now 90% of day traders fail. Is that true or false? Okay, that is true. 90% of day traders do fail. Why is that? Well, we're gonna talk about that a little more later. Now you can do this from anywhere as long as you have self-service or internet. Is that true or false? That's also true. Okay, you can literally take your laptop, like I said, if you're traveling or just wherever you want to be in the world, and you can just take your laptop or cell phone, and as long as you have working Wi-Fi, you can make money anywhere in the world. You don't have to trade all day. Is that true or false? That's true. Why? Because we talked about it last time. You're your own boss. You don't have to show up to trading day every day if you don't, want to. But why wouldn't you want to, right? Everyone is hungry to make money, so it doesn't really make sense unless you're really feeling sick or you really just aren't emotionally feeling well, right? You can work a normal or part-time job while you learn the skill. True or false? That's also true. I mean, I got a bunch of guys, whether you are in the medical field, whether you are a lawyer, judge, or you own a small business or a large business, a musician, it really doesn't matter. Okay, I've seen all sorts of people coming from different industries still making time and still being able to profit in trading with us in the stock market. Okay, so this is definitely something that you can do whether you are working on a regular 9-to-5 job or a part-time job. Okay, now why do 90% of traders fail? Let's get a little bit more into this. Some of you guys were like, what, 90%? That's a large number. Why is that? Because, put it simply, people are lazy. They don't want to put in the work, right? 90% of traders fail because they don't want to put in the study first. Remember, I always talk about you have to learn before you earn. right? You learn, you drop the L, and then you start earning. Okay, that's the truth. In everything that you do, you can't just come in and show up to something that you don't know how to do and expect you to be good at it. Okay, you have to be willing to put in the hard work and dedication, and that's what it takes to learn the skill and be consistent in the markets. Okay, this skill, once you learn it and you master it, you can use this for the rest of your life, and then you can pass it down to your next generation after next generation, right? The ones who fail are literally lazy. They can't put down their video games or stop, binge watching Netflix. They lose the money, right? Then give up, and they think they can't start with a new funded account, right? You can still get back up and work back, and fund your account again, as long as you are willing to put in the work. And then you will start seeing results. You have to believe in that, guys. I want you guys to get through this, okay, in your head. If you put in the hard work, you guys take in the knowledge and implement to your trades and become a disciplined trader, all right, you will be successful. A lot of people fail because they're also not willing to start first at a demo or paper trading account. They're the same thing: demo, paper trading account, or virtual account, fake money, whatever you want to call it. Why do they just jump in with a lot of money or with a real account? Because, like I said, people just jump right in because they're desperate to make money. If you are desperate to make money right away in the beginning, you are like doomed to fail. Why? Because desperation is another feeling, it's an emotion, right? So all you think about is the money. If you keep thinking about the money and you keep chasing the money before learning, you're gonna lose 100%. Okay, you have to get through this to your head. Okay, so you have to first not risk your hard-earned money on the line. Why don't we just go ahead and practice it on a demo account? Why? We're not risking anything. That way you can, try out the strategies, really test it out to see, how you do if it was your real money, right? So when you get on a demo account, really think that, you know what, this is my real money. That's the key to demo trading when you're first starting. This is my real money. You gotta have some emotions. If you don't have those emotions in the demo account and you move straight to the live account thinking you're ready because you made some good profits on the demo account, guess what? You're gonna feel a huge difference. That, live account, you may not be seeing that result that you've been seeing on demo account is because you didn't have any emotions. Because you're like, oh, you know what, demo account, I can lose this. This is fake money anyway. Nah, you have to think about that this is a real money, and whatever I learn and take, okay, is gonna be applied to my real account. Okay, you have to think like that. Biggest issue with traders losing the market is greed. That's the biggest emotion, right? We have like fear, we have greed, okay, we have all sorts of other feelings, right? But greed is one of the worst emotion that you can have when it comes to trading. People don't want to cut losses quickly, right? Some people are up hundreds of $1,000s in a day, and they should lock that in. But what happens? They get greedy, like, man, I want to just like squeeze just another $100. I want to squeeze just another $1,000. Next thing you know, when you were up 2,000, you could have just took that home. Guess what? Because you were greedy, the stock price comes down. As all stocks go up and down, right? You get greedy and you miss your chance to exit. The stock price goes down. Now you're up only $1,000. You have the chance to still take the profit, but what happens? What do? People are like, man, I was up $1,000. Now I'm down another 1,000, but I'm still up. But people get brainwashed, like, hello, you were just like literally a couple months ago, like, man, you would have just killed it just to take $1,000. But what happens? People, their little bellies get too full, right? Like, man, the $1,000 is nothing. So you always have to stay humble. Take your profits. Don't baggle. Baggle means you buy into stock and you see the stock dropping, and you should be getting out, but you're just holding a bag that's worth a lot less than what you bought for, right? So don't get emotional. Do not force trade. You don't have to take trades that you're not supposed to take. That doesn't look good. But what happens? People get emotional. They want a revenge trade. I gotta get my money back, and they make poor decisions because of their emotions. So you have to strip away your emotions, and that's not going to be easy. 80% of trading is psychology, right? And 20% is technical analysis. Okay. So you have to keep that in mind. You have to come into the trading station every single day and strip away your emotions. Okay. So those are mainly the reasons why 90% of traders fail. So now that you know why these traders fail, what should you do? Do the complete opposite of these 90% of losers in the market, right? If you want to be a winner in the top 10%, do the opposite. Be disciplined, put in the hard work, be dedicated. Don't be a snowflake, right? Don't melt under pressure. look at the charts and apply the knowledge and just plan to trade and trade a plan. Execution is a key. Okay. Other than that, let's move on to different times of trading. So the stock market opens up at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time and closes at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Eastern time in terms of New York time, right? Just keep that in mind. Whenever we talk about times in the stock market, we're always referring to New York time / the Eastern time. Okay. Most people think if you want to be a day trader, you have to be in front of a computer all day. We just already talked about this. You don't have to be in front of your computer all day. You can literally take anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, or even few seconds to minutes, right? We talked about some trades that is called scalping, right? Where you're buying a stock and selling within a few seconds to a few minutes. And depending on how much you go in, and some of these stocks, guys, they're gonna make 5, 10, 15% moves within a few seconds to minutes. Speed, right? The winners take quick decisions, all right? They go ahead and they see, and if they see the profit, they're gonna go ahead and take it. All right, they're gonna go ahead and execute immediately. So market hours, 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. That's what we call pre-market hours. In fact, you guys thought that maybe 9:30 is the only time you can trade, but most brokers you can now trade in pre-market, where the actual time the pre-market actually opens is at 4 a.m. Eastern time. However, no one's gonna wake up at 4 a.m. Okay, some people do, but it's just not worth it because there's just so few little traders, waking up that early that the volume is just not there for you to. It's not worth waking up. So the golden time for you to wake up for pre-market trading is 7 a.m. as listed. 7 a.m. is you want to be up. Okay, look at our scanners, our live news. Okay, we want to see these keywords that these companies release, right? They want to release press releases talking about, hey, our company just got approved by the FDA on our product. That's great news. So now, depending on that news, and then looking at the chart, seeing how much volume the stock has right now, is there buying coming in? Is there any other things that I can look for, like your indicators that tells you that the stock is a good buy, right? So that's how we determine. And that's why we want to get in waking up early, because we want to get in early, right? These stocks, we better get in early. As more people wake up later and later towards the market opening, right? People are going to see that news and they buy in at a higher price than what we pay for. So that way the stock price gets higher and we get to sell for a great profit. Does that make sense? That's why we wake up early for pre-market. Okay. And then we got the regular trading hours that I talked about. And then after hours. After hours is what? From 4 p.m. closing time till 8 p.m. So we get 4 hours of that after hour market. The companies like to release after our press release as well. So that's why people like to stick around, just to see if there's anything else that they could go ahead and buy and hold overnight. So that way the next morning comes, other people or other traders saw the news late and they may be buying that stock, and then the stock gaps up or jumps up higher once the market opens on up, right? So if you have flexibility in your hours and days, then it is wise to trade early in the week and the earlier in the day. Okay, everyone that has 9 to 5 jobs, you have the time. Everyone should be able to still make a trade or two. Okay, now let's talk about recommended tools to start trading. We got home office setup starting off. So a lot of you guys asked me, hey, what's some recommended computers and all that? So that's why I decided to go over this real quick. Simply put, it doesn't matter what product or you use. It doesn't matter really. Powerful Windows desktop i5 processor or better. 1 terabyte SSD will be fine, or your typical pre-built gaming PCs. We do recommend more on the gaming PC because, again, gaming PCs are just going to have higher specs. It's just going to run faster. It's going to be able to run your broker, your charting softwares, and everything else like our Discord chat room and everything to make sure that it runs smooth. Okay, so we don't want you to be in a middle of a trade and you're on a old laptop, crummy laptop that's slow and it's always freezing. Next thing you know, you're in the middle of a trade in the stock. How can you sell, right, when the computer freezes? So we don't want you to be taking that kind of risk, or why would you do that, right? So don't do that. Get yourself a nice, reliable computer, just like what we recommended here. Some of you guys are like your Apple lovers. You got your Mac computers, right? But some broker software is only Windows compatible. So in this case, with trading, PC kind of wins. Okay. Now on the go, most brokers these days have cell phone apps that allow you to trade on the go. So there's another option that you could trade on the cell phone, but I personally don't recommend it because why? from my experience, I just never had success with it. So I mean, I'm just gonna only tell you based on my experiences, right? So I can't recommend you to say, you know what, a cell phone is great for you to start trading. Now, I know some of you guys only have the availability to trade on your phone for whatever reason. Maybe your job doesn't allow you to be on your laptop or whatever it is. You know, I see some people having success with it, but personally for me, you know, I never had success with this. So, but it's available. It's possible for you to still be successful through the cell phone apps. Okay, laptop works best on the go, obviously, or traveling, and some people buy compact screens to use on the go as well. So they bring these like 10, 15-inch monitors, and these basically hook it up to their laptop. Or if you're at a laptop, excuse me, if you are at at a hotel or Airbnb, let's say for example, and they have a TV usually, right? You can hook up, like say if you have an HDMI compatible computer, bring your HDMI cable, hook it up to your TV, and that's your second monitor that you can use. Okie dokie. Let's move on. So we got the proper way to start trading. All right. So what's the proper way to start trading, everybody? We literally talked about that you need to put in the work, you need to study, and what? Start with a demo account, right? Start with a paper trading account and practice. All right. So we already know that. The other next important thing that I want you guys to take away is start getting a journal and writing all your plays. So get yourself a journal just for trading. Write down the date, right? Write down what company or ticker stock you traded. What was your entry? What was your exit? Right? What was your original plan? Did it hit target or not? If it didn't, why? Right? You need to understand why you profited, why you lost, right? If you lost, write down a sentence or two explaining, man, I was just emotional today. I was greedy. I was fearful. I didn't look at the charts. Whatever it may have been, you need to start writing stuff down on your journals. Why? Because at the end of the day, at the end of the week, you can go back and review your trades. And next thing you know, you will see. Let's say you made losses after losses, just streaks of losses, and you're gonna see that in the trading journal hints of your weaknesses. What is the reason why? We need to find out what is leaking in your trading. Okay, so maybe Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you lost, and it says here that you were greedy. You were up, but you stopped taking profits. You're not taking profits, and you get greedy, and you wrote all your gains. That is a problem. So now that you found the problem out, you need to fix that problem, right? That's how you get better. Learn your broker, especially guys. When you open up whatever broker, right, you fund your account in, you gotta first test it with the demo account and get a feel for it. You gotta understand the tool that they offer. If you don't know how to operate your broker and you funded this, real money, and you start trading with us live for the first day, what do you think is gonna happen? You're gonna have a lot of success? Probably not. Some people come into the stock market, with our trading team, and you're like, all right, so I'm in, you bought it, but you don't know how to sell and all this stuff. Like, that is a mess, guys. You have to come in prepared and know what the heck you are doing, especially when you're putting real hard earned money on the line. Stop being desperate, right? Don't bring in emotions. So make sure you guys are well prepared. Usually on average, when you start paper trading, it will take an individual on average of 3 months, 2 to 3 months of practice. That's what we recommend, okay, until you move to your live trading account. Now, some people just really feel comfortable. Wow, I think I got this, within the week or a month at the earliest. But we usually recommend 2 to 3 months of paper trading, get a good feel for it, and then let's start putting in the real live funded account. Okay, so like we talked about, switching to a live account starts out small, as you will now be dealing with emotions, right? Like I said, the key to really being successful on your first trades on your live account is to what? Make sure that on your demo account days, you are really experiencing and thinking that the stock or this account is a funded account, right? This is your real money. So that way, those emotions carry on, or you know that when you put your real money on the line, you're now gonna be thinking, wow, this is my real money now. Like, you're not gonna have any surprise, or you're not gonna have any emotional drawdowns, right? So just keep that in mind. Continue to study and test your strategies in your paper trading account. Like I said earlier, the demo accounts are important because it allows you to test your strategies to see if it works, what doesn't, right? If it doesn't work, why would you keep using it? Take it out, eliminate it. If it works, keep making it better, keep mastering it. So that way your percentage or your probability of winning in the stock market keeps increasing. Don't set daily money goals. I know this is what a lot of people like to do. Ooh, I'm gonna be day trading every single day. If I can just make about $500 a day, wow, that would be great. My life would be set. Guys, let's face it, this is like a business. Day trading is a business, okay? You have to look at it as a business and treat it like a business. Please hear me out on this. In business, do people make the same amount of money every single day? This isn't a salary job, right? You're not getting paid by the hour. You're not getting paid the exact amount, whatever, right? There's risk involved. There's risk involved in anything we do, right? You literally going to work, driving, crossing the traffic light. There's risk in everything, but you got to understand, especially in business, you have to understand that not every day you're gonna be making $500 a day or $1,000 a day, right? It's gonna fluctuate, right? Some days you might make a lot of money, like $20,000 or $2,000. Some day you'll make only 200. Some day you'll lose 200. Some day you'll make nothing. So you have to keep that in mind. All right. So that's why you have to keep practicing to make sure you get that consistency down. It's very possible that you can have consistency, right? I've had days to months of going with profits without a loss. Right? You know what I mean? Obviously, there will be certain trades you take within the day that you'll take a loss, but um, nobody's gonna be making perfect decisions. That's it. You have to keep that in mind. Nobody is always every day gonna be making perfect trades. There's always gonna be that one trade that does go wrong. So keep that in mind. Now, again, you don't have to start trading every day. Okay, that's the proper way to start trading. If you keep your mindset of, man, I gotta trade every day. Listen, folks, the stock market may not offer you some good trades to trade, right? They may not offer you good patterns or something that meets your criteria, right? You have to stick to your trading rules, right? And you're gonna find out more about that as we go forward. But once you get down your trading rules and you religiously stick to it, if there is no good trade that it pops on up, then you simply don't take that trade. Okay. So just keep that in mind. If you start thinking to trade every day, what's gonna happen is you're gonna start what we call over trading, meaning you're just gonna take in every single trade out there. I'm just gonna get in here. I'm just gonna get in here. Next thing you know, you're not gonna be able to manage all those trades, and your brain's gonna start frying. And guess what? You're gonna make bad decisions. And when you make bad decisions, your account's gonna get hurt. Okay. So only trade also when you're emotionally and physically fit. Don't get here to the trading station when you're like, you're physically ill, you should be resting in bed. Don't force yourself. If you're emotionally, not feeling great before the trading day because I don't know, you and your significant other had a fight and you're not really feeling great, then don't trade. Don't put that risk, okay, in your trades. Other than that, let's talk about cash account versus margin account. So we got a cash account, which is pretty straightforward. You can only trade with the available funds in your account. So say you have $1,000 in that account and you want to buy 1,000 shares of a $1 stock, you can do that. However, with a cash account, when you sell those securities or stock, right, it will take 24 hours for those funds to settle and that money available to invest. Okay, so if you have under $25,000, you can only do 3-day trades per 5 days. Okay, but with cash account, like I said, this is just another way for you to go on with your trade. So while setting up a brokerage account, you will be asked which type of account you would like to open. It's either going to be cash account or margin account. Let's talk about margin account. A margin account allows an investor or trader to borrow against a volume of assets in the account to purchase new positions or sell short. In this way, an investor or trader can use margin to leverage his positions, right? And profit from both bullish and bearish moves in the market. Okay, so you got to keep in mind that when you're selecting this margin account, you will have to abide by the PDT rule. PDT stands for pattern day trading, and we're going to talk about that here as we go on, but they can restrict your account, okay, if you do not abide by the PDT rule, and you're going to find that out here in a little bit. But if you choose to use a cash account, you will not fall under the PDT rule. So that's another benefit of a cash account. But you have to keep in mind that if you use all your available cash in one trading day, regardless the amount of trades you make, it will take 24 hours or one trading day for it to settle. Okie dokie. So now let's talk about what is the PDT rule, right? Like I said, it's a pattern day trader. That's what PDT stands for. A pattern day trader is a regulatory designation for traders or investors that execute 3 or more day trades during 5 business days time and in a margin account. So FINRA requires that pattern day traders have a minimum of $25,000 in their brokerage accounts in a combination of cash and certain securities on as a way of reducing risk. Now, this is only for the U.S. residents. Okay, for people that are outside of U.S. and you're living outside of U.S., you don't live in the U.S., then this does not apply to you. You can literally fund $2,000, $100, or whatever amount, and you can day trade as much as you want. But only for the U.S. residents, this is a FINRA requirement. Under $25,000, here's a PDT rule. Okay, so if the equity in the account drops below this $25,000 threshold in your brokerage account, the pattern day trader can no longer complete any day trades until what? The account is back up above that point. And that is known as the pattern day trader rule or the PDT rule. Make sense? Okay, so let's move on. So how much money to start out with, right? A lot of people ask me that. Okay, so Dave, like, hey, or Mr. Investor, I would like for you to tell me how much should I start out with. So this is something that is going to be different for everybody, right? If you're funding your account with less than $25,000, then you will need to decide what is best for you first, which is what? Either a cash account or a margin account. And so I recommend personally to start with no less than $2,500. Why? We found out, a lot of people these days that have been recently starting day trading, $2,500 just seems like a sweet spot for everybody just to get started, right? We don't want you to start with a lot of money, even if you have a lot of money, because that's just how much more money you're going to lose. If you're coming in and you don't know what's going on, you're just going to lose as much that money, right? That doesn't make any sense. So let's start out small so we don't risk a lot and then start building strategies on that, right? Or from our demo account strategies and then apply that. So personally for me, at 19 years old in college of freshman year, I started out with $2,000. Okay, now that doesn't mean you can't start out with $500 or $1,000. You can, but this is just our recommendation. Okay, I would also recommend to sign up with a margin account if you have more than $25,000. Therefore, allowing you to make unlimited amounts of trades. So if you are trading with less than $25,000, then a cash account is probably better to bypass the PDT rule. Does that make sense? Another way that you can do this if you have, let's say, only $10,000 or $5,000 is you can open up multiple different brokerage accounts. Did you know that? You don't have to stick to one broker account. You can literally open up as much brokerage account that is available out there. I have like 8 brokerage accounts. So back in the days when I didn't have $25,000, right? You would just put in like $2,000 here on the one account, $2,000 on here, and $2,000 on my third account, right? $2,000 on my E-Trade, $2,000 on my TradeZero, $2,000 on my, Robinhood. Again, Robinhood we don't recommend, but back in the days, I was a newbie as well, so I tried it out, used it, or whatever else was out there back then. But that way, each broker gives you 3 day trades available within 5 days, right? So 5 business days. So you get, after I spent my trades of 3 day trades on that one account, all I simply do is log into my other broker account. I have 3 day trades on that. Once I waste all that, I have another third account, 3 day trades on that. And then within 5 business days, within that week, it will recharge, or you now have again 3 times 3 is 9 day trades, right? You have 9 day trades a week. So that's another way you can think about by splitting money and have more day trades. Does that make sense? So hopefully that helped for you guys. Other than that, guys, that covers our chapter 2. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on our chat room, or go ahead and email us at mrinvestor.team@gmail.com. See you guys on our next